Hi, I'm Catherine Houdin from Butte Community College in Oroville, California. Today I am going to be demonstrating how to load an electric kiln. There are generally two types of electric kilns. There are the kind I'm standing in front of. They are called top loaders, and there are also kilns that usually are larger called front loaders. The reason people use a front loading kiln is to hoist in larger pieces, or if you have a disability, you can actually use a wheelchair and a rolling cart to load pieces into the kiln. Okay, now we're going to lift the lid of the kiln. So usually they have a handle. You need to grasp that firmly. Be aware, larger kilns have very heavy lids. Lift it up, swing it back out of the way. Make sure it's under tension so it doesn't fall forward. Usually there's either a hinge or some support to hold it in place. We're going to start putting shelves into the kiln. Right now we're looking down in the bottom of the kiln. The floor needs to be protected, so we put a 1-inch shelf post above the floor so that there's airflow underneath the bottom shelf. The shelves need to be 1 inch in from the wall and placed halfway on one set of supports and full on the other. This creates a triangle that's very solid and gives the shelves a lot of support. Kiln supports or posts come in a variety of sizes, from 1 inch that we already saw, 2 inches, 3 inches, and all the way up to a foot tall. The different heights are placed between the shelves for support, and that way you can accommodate many different sizes of pieces. The 4-post system creates triangles that help support the shelves and bear the weight of all the pieces in the kiln. When we start putting pieces in the kiln, we place them on each shelf, and we must have supports that are tall enough to clear the height of the pieces. As we load these, we follow the same pattern as the post before. So each support is right directly over the support below it. This helps support the kiln and make it very stable. The pieces I'm loading are bisque already. I'm doing this for safety reasons so they aren't chipped or broken. So we have the bottom shelf with the low work. We always start with low things first and gradually increase the height. So now I'm going to put shelves on top of this one, just like I did with the first shelf. And there's in the same pattern. Then I'm going to put higher post on the next level and taller pieces on this shelf. Okay, on this shelf we have medium tall things. We're going to put one more set of shelves on top of that, making sure they're stable. And then at the very end, we're going to put tall things. That way we don't have to post high supports that would become more wobbly. And at the end, all the tall things are on the top shelf and the load is done. This is a kiln setter. It shuts the power off. When this arm falls, it cuts the current to the kiln and turns it off. There's a rocker arm at the top that needs to have a cone set inside to stop it from tripping. This now is in place. As the kiln fires, the cone melts and gradually the arm comes up and trips the switch. There's a small button you need to push in to start the current flowing. If you push it, it clicks and you can hear the kiln humming as the element comes off, on and off. We are looking at the controlling devices to turn the current on to each element. Every kiln is different. Please check your manual before operating your kiln. On this kiln there are 2 elements, and if I have the kiln setter tripped properly and the time on, if I turn it to low, a light somewhere on the panel should come on, indicating current is flowing and the kiln is on. We've set the cone, turned on the power, and now we're going to put the lid down onto a 1-inch spacer to allow gases and moisture to escape in the beginning of the firing. The small cones in the front are usually the ones you use to put in the kiln sitter. This cone here is a low temperature cone. This is a high temperature cone. Make sure you get the right cone for the temperature you want to go to. Sometimes you use visual cones like these that you put in front behind the spy hole to watch them melt. Either way, these tell you the heat work done in the kiln, so you know you've gone to the proper temperature. This demonstrates a kiln that is very fully loaded. This increases efficiency, and the more you can get in a kiln, often I find they fire better and more evenly.